This is how you're going to get $100,000 for free without even trying. My name is Colin Yerkeson, and I've been leveraging debt at the highest level for the past 6 years. I have over $500,000 in active 0% business cards, and I use this money to capitalize on business opportunities. So I'm using the bank's money to make myself rich. And I'm guessing you're watching this video because you probably feel poor. You can't get ahead. You always feel like you're lacking. You don't understand how people are just always making so much money. Okay, and the reason why you feel like this is because you do not understand what money is in the first place. Okay, if you want to get rich, the first thing you have to do is understand what money is. Money is just stored time energy. Okay, I like to call it monetary energy. Okay, that's all it is. And it used to actually be tied to something scarce. Okay, it used to be tied to gold, which is a very scarce asset. It's not 100% fixed. They're still mining more of it, but you can argue it's one of the most scarce assets in the world. Okay, but something happened in 1971. Richard Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard. Okay, and since then, it's been tied to absolutely nothing but the full faith and credit of the U.S. government, aka fairy dust. Okay, it is backed by nothing but our military, right? They literally print unlimited dollars for free, which means they have the power to print time. Okay, and you're over here trading all of your time for money when they're printing unlimited amounts of it for free. Okay, so run that through your head. Money is nothing. It's literally just fairy dust. They make it up. They print trillions of it. And it's all accessible to anyone who wants it. You just have to play the game. Okay, and let me show you how people are playing this game at the highest level. You probably recognize some of these faces. Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Mark Zuckerberg, right? All billionaires. Guess what they all have in common? They all borrow billions of dollars for free from the banks. Okay, they get very favorable terms. They get to share their ideas, and then capitalism, Wall Street, funds their ideas. They literally hand them billions of dollars and say, okay, go do your thing, right? And what happens if they screw up? Nothing. They can bankrupt the business, okay, because the dollars have no cost. Banks print the money for free, and their product is the interest rate, okay? The Federal Reserve gave them a legal license to print money. When you take out a credit card and you get a $10,000 limit, do you think the bank went into their bank vault and pulled out $10,000 and gave it to you and trusted you with that money? Absolutely not. They pressed Control P on a printer and they printed 10K of free new money and they gave it to you. So there's absolutely no risk for them to give you that money. And then you go and you spend all that money on Louis Vuitton purses and designer and a vacation you can't afford. And then the interest rate starts at 27%. And now you're paying the bank for the rest of your life. That's how they make their money. Okay, so their product was at no cost to them, and then they get paid back all the principal and all the interest. Okay, that is how the banking system works. Okay, so knowing all this, what is the first step to go from broke to rich? Well, we need to borrow time because that's all credit is. That's all debt is. It is time that we get back. Okay, so start thinking of money as time, borrowed time. All right, so in the United States, if you're watching this video and you live in the US, you are in the right place. If you're not, unfortunately, these things will not apply to you, okay? In the United States, if you want to borrow time, you need to play the game of credit. In order to play the game, all you need is a social security number, okay? So when you borrow time at 0%, you're borrowing time at no cost. This is no cost time, okay? If you borrow money at 10%, your time is now costing you 10%, okay, of your own future time. But what we're focusing on in this video is free time, okay? Now, when you borrow this free time, you don't just get your time back, you also get all these other incredible benefits of the rich elite. Okay, you get to join exclusive status clubs. When I stay at the Ritz-Carlton or the St. Regis at all these luxury locations around the world, I'm not just staying in a standard room. I'm getting upgraded to a suite because I have something called status. I get late checkout. I get free breakfast. I get butler service. I don't pay anything for that. The banks gift me that for being loyal to them and borrowing time. Okay? I also get approved for the most attractive loans. My first loan that I bought on my first house was 2.2%. Why did I get that? Because I have great credit. Okay, when I bought my Tesla, I got an incredible rate. When I bought my Lamborghini, I got an incredible interest rate. Why do I get this? Because I'm in the club. I borrow time with all the rich people. Okay, I'm a trustworthy creditor. Okay, and then I never pay for travel, right? I get points for borrowing time, so I'm getting all my time back, and they're also rewarding me with these little magical points that I could redeem for unlimited free first class flights and hotels all around the world. I have not paid for a flight or a hotel in 6 years now, and I continue to make more and more money because I just borrow more and more time, okay? And another incredible benefit of borrowing time, you're starting to see all these insane benefits, right? Why would anyone not want to do this? You also do not get taxed on the debt, okay? Just imagine debt as borrowed time. When they deposit that money in your bank account from a business line of credit, a home equity line of credit, a 0% business card, you're getting capital injected into you, but it's not income, it's debt, so there's no tax on it. Right? That's why the richest people in the world, they buy assets, they borrow against the assets, and they die in debt, aka they never pay the tax. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead right now and over the next 10 minutes give you your free guide on how to borrow 1 year worth of time. And I'm actually valuing 1 year worth of time at $100,000. Okay, so that's above average year of someone's time. Okay, if you're making 100 grand a year, you're top, 1-2% of the world. Okay, so $100,000 of your time back just by watching this next 10 minutes. Okay, I'm literally going to show you exactly how to do this and get all of your time back. Okay, upon completing this. Now, this is going to cost you 1 year of your time to build this out, and then you're going to get unlimited free time back for the rest of your life. If you like that and you're ready for that and you want unlimited free time back for the rest of your life with all the benefits I just gave you, go ahead and smash the like button, hit subscribe, and share this with a friend or family member, and let's get right into it. So, first thing we need to do is we need to start our personal credit journey, okay? This is for someone that has not even started yet, right? If you're 18 years old or maybe you're 17, you're prepping for credit, or if you already have a couple credit cards, this is for you, okay? Here we go. So step number 1, we need to, once again, borrow something, okay? We're all about borrowing here in the U.S. We don't like to actually do the work. We just borrow everything, okay? So we're going to do exactly that. Just like we borrow time, we're going to borrow someone else's credit, okay? So step number 1 is screw building this on our own when we can just add our dad's perfect credit history on one of his cards he's had open for 10 years onto our credit profile. We're going to just say, hey, Dad, I'm really excited about getting in the credit game. I want to play this right. I want to be responsible. Do you mind if you put me as an authorized user on that, that Chase card you've had open for 10 years? And you could just cut the card in half when you get it. I'm not going to spend on it. I just want to inherit your history, right? I want to inherit your time. Okay, and if you have good parents and you're nice to them, they'll probably do this. And if you don't have parents or family members with strong credit, which I'm assuming a lot of you don't, that's totally fine as well. You can borrow someone else's time by going on a website called TradelineGenie.com. Okay, you can actually rent someone else's time. Okay, and you can inherit their time, and you could use that to get approved for the good banks, which we'll talk about in just a second. Okay, so as you figure out this authorized user, okay, we're also going to be creating an LLC. If you want to borrow time, you don't want to pay taxes, you need to become a business owner. I don't care if you're working at a W-2 job, you can still start a side hustle business, and you can use that business to get depreciation and active losses to write off the income from your W-2. Okay, you can actually mitigate your tax just by having another business. So we're going to create an LLC. We're going to make sure that it's in a low risk industry type. Consulting, marketing, or advertising. Okay, once we have that done, we're going to set up bank meetings with relationship managers. Write that down. This is very important. You want to meet with someone called a relationship manager. They're the highest tier person to meet with at any bank. Okay, and these banks all have them. Okay, you want to go on the Chase website and book a time with an RM to open up a personal checking and a business checking. You want to do the same thing with Bank of America and the same thing with US Bank. Okay, this next part does require some capital. So if you're broke, go get a job. Go work Uber Eats, go work as a waiter, and grind for 3 months and save up all your money and then do this. I don't want to hear, oh, dude, you got to have a job, you got to have money, this isn't free. Dude, this is the easiest shit ever. You don't have to have money. You can still go get a job for a little bit and do this, okay? So what you want to do next is you want to season the accounts. For the best results for this method, if you're truly trying to get $100,000 at 0%, 1 year of free time, okay, you want to fund each bank account with as much money as possible. Okay, best results, right? And I'm not expecting everyone to do this, but if you want the absolute best results, you're a business owner, you're someone that does have capital and you are responsible, you want to put $5K in each personal checking account and $20K in each of the business checkings. Okay, if you can only do $1K and $5K, that's totally fine too, right? But I'm just telling you, best results come from the most money. That's how you're a trustworthy lender, okay? Or a trustworthy client. All right, so now that we've done all this, we are ready to go ahead and apply for our first Tier 1 personal credit card. And we're going to go with the Freedom Unlimited. Chase is a Tier 1 bank. It is arguably the best bank in the United States, and you want them on your side. This was my first credit card, and this is the exact credit stack that I did 6 years ago, and I still have all these cards open, and I actually do not change my personal credit profile at all. That's why I said this is going to take 1 year of your time, and once you do this once, you're set for the rest of your life, and you can borrow unlimited time. Okay, so do not screw this up, right? This is why you're going to have to actually bite the bullet here and sacrifice 1 year of doing things right, because if you don't, this method will not work. So lock in, okay? You're going to get the Freedom Unlimited, right? Since you have an awesome authorized user already reporting on your credit profile, you're going to get a pretty high limit, anywhere between $1,000 and $3,000. Now, the nice thing about this card, not that you're going to use it, is it's 0% for 15 months. So if you absolutely needed the capital and you don't mind waiting, a couple years to get this done, then voila, you got 0% already on a personal card. It's not ideal to keep balances on personal cards, but if this capital is going to help you start a business, go for it, right? So really what we want to do here for each of these cards is we want to use it for 91 days. This is going to give the bank enough sufficient history and trust with us before we move on to the next card. If you get the Freedom approved and 2 days later you apply for this United one, you will be denied. You didn't have enough history yet. They don't trust you. Why would they just lend you $3K and you're not even using it and then give you more money? Okay, be realistic here. Understand their point of view when they lend you money. Okay, so we're going to spend on this card every opportunity we get. Put the debit card away, put your cash away. All we're doing is spending money on this Freedom Unlimited. We're paying it off as much as humanly possible, and the reason for that is Chase does credit limit increases out of the blue. Sometimes they'll just increase your credit limit because you're using the card so much, because you're being a great loyal customer. So we want to just be using it, paying it off for 91 days. Once that is done, we can apply for the second card, which is the United Mileage Plus Explorer card. Okay, once again, this is going to be our main card, our point of focus for the next 91 days. For all previous cards, you're going to just keep one recurring payment on there. Your Starbucks coffee every morning or your Netflix account, that's totally fine. Leave a subscription on there just to keep the card active and open, because these cards will shut down automatically if you do not use them. Okay, so we're going to use this for 91 days, right? 3 months and 1 day. Now we have sufficient history. Now we can apply for the Big Daddy. This is the Sapphire Reserve. This is an advanced credit card. And the beautiful thing about this card is you're going to get a $10,000 limit minimum approved, okay? They do not let you open this card unless you get a 10K limit, okay? So that is why it's very important to go in this order. So we got a beginner card, an intermediate card. Now Chase trusts us enough to give us an approval on their best travel card, okay? Now, we're going to use this Sapphire Reserve for, once again, the magic number, 91 days before we go and apply for a new bank. And the reason why I want you to apply for these two cards, a personal card at US Bank and a personal card at Bank of America, is because Chase, US Bank, and Bank of America are relationship-based banks. They will not approve you for any 0% business credit if you just go online right now with zero relationship, you got no bank accounts with them, no personal cards with them. you will get denied. I don't care if you have an 800 score, it's not happening. They want you to be a trusted client. They want to see your past history with them. They want to see the underlying scoring system on their back end, that you have a personal checking, a business checking, a personal credit card. Then you can go and get the business, okay? So once again, this is going to take another 91 days on this US bank card. We're going to build trust with them. We got 2 bank accounts with them. Then once we're done there, we can go and apply for the Bank of America card, okay? And we're going to use this one once again for 91 days. So this is going to take a little over a year to get your personal file absolutely stacked. Now, during all of this, it's also ideal to have 1 to 3 of the following of these trade lines on your credit profile as well. A mortgage, a personal loan, a pledge loan, which is basically a savings account that reports as an installment loan. Okay, so you're building credit history, and all you're doing is paying yourself into a savings account. I know Navy Fed has a great product for this, and you can look them up. A car loan will help. Student loans. If you have student loans from college, do not close them. Keep them open. This is amazing positive trade lines now reporting on your credit profile. Okay, so at the end of the day, you should have all of this done. And now we're going to go into the pre-business credit checklist. And by doing this checklist and completing this, we're going to ensure that we get our approvals on these business cards at 0%, because there's nothing worse than getting denied. And if you follow these steps exactly, you will get approved and you will get $100,000, aka 1 year of your time back. Okay? So what we're going to do here is we're going to check our utilization. Okay? Utilization is massive, okay? It makes up 30% of our credit score. So we need to make sure we have this right, okay? We wanna have under 10% on each card. Ideally, have them all paid off at 0. That's what I do. And you can just do this with auto payments 3 to 5 days before the statement date. Make sure auto pay is set, and you will never have to worry about this again. You just took care of 30% of your credit score without even blinking, okay? Next, number of primary cards, right? Minimum you want is 3, but for the best results, if you're really looking for that 100K at 0%, you want to have at least 5, okay? And ideally more, okay? And, that's exactly why I gave you guys 5 cards across all tier 1 banks, okay? Collective limits on these cards. You will have at least 40K if you follow the sequence, okay? So best results between 40 and 80K. We got you there. Hard inquiries. We don't want to have more than 2 in the last 6 months. Like I said, we're using 91 days. All these cards from the beginning start to fall off, right? Because the 6-month window is out. So you'll only have 2 inquiries at the time of applying for your cards. Okay, you're good. Credit mix. Remember, we talked about having some of these trade lines. This is very important. Banks want to see a wide variety of trust across the board. So we want to have credit cards, personal loans, student loans, mortgages, car loans, etc. Okay, the more the better. And then average age. This is taken care of by borrowing our parents' time or someone on our family or someone on TradelineGenie.com. We can literally rent someone else's history. This is going to give us a much better average age. Okay, then we want to make sure we have the fraud alerts turned off. This is going to ensure we get automatic approvals when we are applying online. This is very important, okay? And so do not apply for business credit sequence or do any kind of funding programs unless your personal file looks like this. And if it doesn't, you're going to get horrible results and you're going to regret even doing it, okay? Now, let's get into the good stuff. This is what I promised you, okay? 100K at 0%, 1 year of your time back. This is the sequence. This is going to work. Here we go. So here's the business credit application steps. Number 1, at all 3 of these banks besides Amex, because they don't have an in-person branch, we're going to be applying with the relationship managers. These guys are your best friend, and they're going to ensure that you get the highest limits approved. Okay, now on the application, I have some tips for you. Number 1, always say you're employed on your applications. Okay, never say you're self-employed because that's higher risk to the banks. If you own a business, you're employed by your own business, okay? Be optimistic with your estimated revenue, okay, and your monthly spend. The higher you put, the more money they're going to give you. And then if you're a growing business, right, none of this is income verified at all. They don't check tax returns. All unsecured credit There's zero verification. So this is all just guesstimations they're asking for. You want to be extremely optimistic when you're applying. So if you're going to have a growing business, I want to say I'm going to have a lot of employees, 3 to 5 employees to actually scale this business. They're going to give you more money like that. Okay, once you've done all that and you got this through your head, now it's time to apply for the cards. Okay, the first one we're going to apply for is the Amex Business Gold. Okay, this card is awesome because it's a very easy approval as long as you have over 700. And the cool thing about Amex is you can double and triple dip. They will only pull one hard inquiry, and for the rest of your life at Amex, when you apply, they are never going to pull hard inquiries again. They just use their internal system and the internal history with your current cards with them to base the approvals for the cards you're applying for. So we get this card done. I would spend on it for about a week, and then we can apply for the next ones, which are going to be the 0%, right? This is where all the money is, okay? The first card we're going to do is the Business Plus card. Okay, this is 0% for 12 months. Now, if you're approved immediately, you're going to immediately go and apply for the Business Cash card, which is their other 0% product. Okay, if you're approved for that, once you get them in the mail, you can now call the number on both of these cards and you can ask for 3 times the limit. This is a little hack in Amex. If you are approved for lower limits like 7K or 10K, most of the time they will give you at least a 2X on your limits. Okay, this is huge, so definitely call in and try. Doesn't hurt to try. Even if you're denied, at least you still got approved. Okay, now we're going to go over to Chase. These are going to be probably your biggest limits. These are my personal favorite cards because they come with huge sign-up bonuses. And remember, we're applying with the relationship manager for these cards. Okay, Business Inc. Unlimited is my go-to #1 card. Once we get approved for it, and only if we get approved for it, then we apply for the Business Inc. Cash. Okay, these 2 cards alone should give you at least $50,000. And especially if you funded those bank accounts with 20K and they seasoned for a long time, you might even get more. Okay, now, because we just did a big sequence, we just got 3 inquiries, right? We got 1 at Amex, we got 2 at Chase. We now need to wipe these inquiries, and we can do that because these inquiries are not attached to personal accounts. So anything that is not tied to a personal account can be removed off our credit report. Okay, so we're going to wipe off the inquiries. I teach this very easy method that you can just call in credit class. I teach you this. So if you want to find out more, you can click the link in the description. But once you wipe off the inquiries, now we can go for round 2. Okay, there's an important rule with B of A. You can only apply for 2 of their cards in 30 days. They have 3, or actually, I think they have 5 0% business cards, but we can only get 2 within a 30-day period. And we're doing a business credit sequence, right? So this is going to be quick. Within 1 week, we have all this stuff done, okay? So first card we're going to apply for is the Bank of America Business Advantage Travel Rewards card. This one comes with points you could redeem for travel. This is 0% for 9 months. Then we're going to apply for the other Business Advantage Unlimited Cash Rewards card. This is cash back, and this is also 0% for 9 months. And then we're going to move on to U.S. Bank, and we're going to apply for both of these U.S. Bank cards, the Business Platinum and the Business Triple Cash. These are both 0% for 12 months. Now, throughout all of these approvals, you now have 5 cards up here, and you have 4 cards here, 9 cards. 8 of them are at 0% interest. Most of them are for a year. Okay, so you got your $100,000. You got 0%, which means you just got gifted 1 year of free time. Okay, you can now use this money to go and start a business, and I'll talk about that in just a second. But if you want to keep going, this is absolutely possible. You can keep going on another LLC. You can actually squeeze out a few more bank approvals on the small business banks, okay, and the local credit unions. We have full list of every single one for all 50 states inside Credit Class. So you just click on the state your business is in, click the drop down. We have the relationship managers, the application process. We walk you through the entire thing. So it's really easy, step by step. I handhold you the entire way. Okay, you can probably get another 50K between these ones. All right, so that's about 150K or more on one easy business credit sequence. And then we can just start an LLC and do it again. Okay, so with that money, right, you just got 1 year of your time back. So what are we going to do? Well, we're going to start or scale a business so we can have more freedom. Okay, and in Credit Class, I teach all of my favorite businesses that I've started with 0% credit. And these are all proven strategies that I still do today. Okay, I teach you Airbnb arbitrage. We have coaches for every single one of these businesses as well. We have Turo Automation. I have a Turo guy in Miami that I link you up with. You can literally give him your car, you pay him a small profit split, and that car is running for you and making you money. And you get bonus depreciation, which is 100% in year one. Okay, massive tax savings. We got watch trading, Bitcoin mining. As you know, I own a Bitcoin mining company. We get massive tax write-offs, and we store our wealth in the most scarce asset of all time. Fix and flips with real estate. You can start an e-commerce brand. I started my brand, Division One Health, fully with 0% capital, and I was able to pay the bank back in the first year. You can start an info product, right? You can scale your ads, you can hire teams, you can get a new office set up, okay? Or you can liquidate the money off your card if you're a professional trader, and now you can fund your trading account so you don't have to sign up for all these funded accounts and do all these challenges. Okay, these are just some suggestions and a lot of them that me and my members do inside Credit Class. Okay, so with all of that being said, if you do want to learn how I'm helping 1,000 individuals access 100K at 0% of capital fast and deploy it into proven, tax-efficient, income-generating opportunities, then all you have to do is click the link in the description to apply. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with someone that needs to see it. These videos are really to help you out, to break out of the matrix, to get out of your 9 to 5, to start enjoying life. I'm here right now in Marbella, Spain, rented a whole villa for me and my family. That's my wife over there. And we're just hanging out, enjoying life. And this is my job. I literally teach you how to steal money from the banks legally. Okay, so if you want to do that, you have to take action. I'm here to help you. We're absolutely crushing it in Credit Class. So if you want to find out more on how we're all winning, click the link in the description, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.